When a child's placed in resource care, frequent visitation must be arranged to keep the parent and child relationship strong. Quality visitation is important to maintain the parent-child bond and to get the child returned home as quickly as possible. Pennsylvania regulations require that children be permitted to visit their parents at least 1 hour every 2 weeks. It's our agency's policy to provide as many visitation opportunities as possible based on the needs of the child. Frequent visitation has proven to strengthen the parent-child bond, ease the impact of separation from the family, show the child that their parents care about them, and calm the child's fears. Removing a child from their home and family is very traumatic. Frequent and meaningful visitation reduces their trauma. There are 3 factors that are considered when evaluating how long, how often, and how much oversight is needed for visitation. The frequency is determined by the child's developmental needs and age. The duration is determined by the parent's progress and the needs of the child. Level of supervision is determined by any safety threats or parenting concerns. There are different types of supervision, from total supervision to unsupervised contact. As progress is made, visits may increase. In addition to face-to-face visitation, it's recommended that children have other types of contact with their families. Children and parents may also communicate with letters and pictures. Children benefit in situations where the resource parent and the biological family have regular contact outside of scheduled visitation. When siblings aren't placed together, the agency will provide siblings at least 1 visit every 2 weeks. Visitation for grandparents and extended family members may occur with agency approval.
Parents have a right to visit with their child while they are in out-of-home care. This right can only be taken away by a judge. Visitation progress is always reviewed at a 90-day court review. Reports and testimony regarding visitation informs the court of the family's progress and recommendations for visitation. Once visitation is ordered by the court, it can only be reduced by a court order. Visitation may be increased without a court order. The first visit should be scheduled within 3 working days of a child entering out-of-home care. Effort is made to accommodate everyone's schedules. Separate visits may be set up for each parent. School-aged children will not be taken out of school for visitation. An icebreaker meeting is held within a few days of the child entering placement and is attended by the resource family, the parent, the caseworker, and a facilitator. The purpose is to open communication and get to know one another to meet the child's needs. Why the child entered placement is not discussed. Instead, the discussion focuses on sharing information about the child's favorite foods, routines, and activities. Parents will receive a copy of the agency visitation guidelines, which outlines general rules and expectations during visitation time. We all want visitation to be as successful as possible. A visitation plan for each parent will be created and included in the child permanency plan for the court's approval. The visitation plan will be developed with the family and includes expectations for the parents to follow during a visit. Visitation caseworkers also meet with parents before and after visitation to provide visitation coaching as needed. Once the plan is developed, it will remain in place unless circumstances change. Plans could be revised due to changes in work schedules, treatment needs, unsupervised contact, and increased reunification efforts. Attending visitation is very important. If a parent does not arrive to a scheduled visit within 15 minutes, the visit will be canceled and documented in the attendance record as a no-show. All visits being canceled due to a child being sick will be rescheduled. Children and parents can experience various emotions and behaviors before, during, or after a visit occurs. Frequent and meaningful visitation reduces the trauma of separation. Some of the emotions or behaviors that may be seen or experienced are crying and sadness, nervousness, excitement, and significant acting out, such as tantrums. It is important to remember that every child reacts differently to visitation. All of these emotions and behaviors are normal. Open and regular communication between parents, resource parents, and the agency staff can help a child feel more comfortable about their visit and placement. If you have a concern regarding the visitation that is occurring, it is important to speak to a caseworker or supervisor.